Hi, everybody. Thanks for being part of the live broadcast. Replayers, thank you for taking time to check out what you might have missed. And of course, anytime during the broadcast, if you have any questions or concerns, please go ahead and ask them now. Or if you want to after the broadcast, you can send a message via social media on our direct message, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. Send me an email or send me a text message. So my name is Tony. I'm one of the founders for 880 Wilmington. We are a nonprofit community service organization helping those in need just to make their lives just a little bit better. We've been talking and helping those in need for the winter season, well, it's actually fall and winter season. And so I wanted to get on here real quick since 4th of December, we started with a group of families that needed help. We had 30 students, which, of course, those 30 students have siblings and family members, totaling 184. 12 days later, or actually, I should say 8 days later, there was a need for three more families that really needed help. We just couldn't ignore it. The need was so great that they tried other organizations, they tried other resources. There was no way they were able to get help during the season. Either the cutoff was already there, it was too late, and they had very limited to where they could turn to for help. So they turned to us. We added those families on there. So it's three more students and 18 family members. So it average about maybe four students for each family, or four and four is 12. Another one being a larger one, probably six or five. So you get what I'm trying to say. So that brings a grand total to 33 students and 202 family members, which is very, very large. And we'll talk about that briefly, just a little bit, on the type of families. We already did that. If you have not seen one of our videos, go to the page that you see in the description. You'll see the four informational videos that I did. The very last one shows you a little bit of everybody's family. You click on it, it tells you briefly what it is, the circumstance. And so that way, if you want to adopt them, I'll send you the list. Pretty much all they ask for are just basic necessities, and we'll get into that as well. So we have 23 students that we have adopted, 126 members, which is very, very good, being that we had a very short window on doing this. So doing the math, we started December 4th, and December 12th, which technically was 8 days later, we've had 23 of those students adopted. That's really, really, really good, considering that we had a lot of individuals go to our website, look for families, see which ones they were able to adopt. Of course, see if they can fit in their budget and see if they can do that, because it is a large order. It's a heavy taking. Again, you don't have to do it by yourself. We encourage to do it with your family members, which we had other people do already. You can even do it with one of your coworkers. You can do it with family members. You can do it with a sibling to help those in need. So we have 10 students left. And out of those 10 students, family 76 members are the family members. Now, the siblings are from Wilmington Community Schools. So let me go into more detail so you guys can understand. Years past, when we had students and families that were in need, they were mostly just in the generic of the Banning High School, which of course is the bigger school. Now that ever since COVID, post-COVID, we've learned that a lot of these students also now are in the small learning communities are affected. GSS, ITA, CP Magnet, Police Magnet, Fire Magnet. Did I mention ITA? And all the other small learning communities as well, that they have a student, family member that's in need. Now, why is that significant? Why does it make a difference? Well, this is the thing. So the student goes to school, they're expected to participate, they are expected to put in whatever 7-8 hours of education time to learn whatever their basic studies are: English, math, social studies, history, and then of course whatever electives, and of course whatever other activities and supportive activities, whatever other sports they might be part of, and what have you. And so that's a good majority of the time to be at a in one place in order to, do the best they can to become a student, to be well rounded. Hi, Lorraine Camacho. Thanks for being part of our live broadcast on Facebook. And so a lot of these kids from their households are at a very, very, very fixed income, very, very low income, way below the poverty level. Okay. So that means pretty much whatever money they get, it's either pays rent, barely pays utilities, barely pays whatever bills they have. And then, of course, with anything that's extra, it's either divided to a certain point. It takes longer for them to get clothes. It takes them longer to get basic essentials and things like that. So a lot of these students come to school hungry. A lot of these kids come to school with the same clothes. A lot of these kids come to school about. It was really, really awesome for them to see them come up and ask from either a teacher or somebody in the pupil student advocate, counselor, dean, what have you, and say, hey, look, I need some help. And so it really, really was neat to see that happen. And the need was so great that we had to step up and do it, because we were not going to do anything during the holiday. And so after conversations they had, we stepped up and look where we're at. Thanks to the community. Thanks for everybody sharing the information. Thanks for everybody who adopted. Thank you so much for everybody being involved as far as sending the information, putting their own little tasks, as far as their own messages and things like that, and putting it out there with their own families and friends, so that we can get where we're at now. So we're down to the very line that it's tomorrow, but we're hoping to see what would pan out tomorrow. I mean, see if we're able to get enough today. To see if we can, what could happen tomorrow, we don't know. The reason why we're trying to get all this done is because they're going to go on 1 week break. So when you adopt a family, there's two ways to help out. There's Operation Pilot Wheel and Adopt a Pilot. If you adopt a pilot, that means you are going to go ahead and be a captain. And if you want to get somebody involved, then be a co-captain to help out. Make it a fun project. Once you adopt a family, it's like I said, they provide the shoe sizes and they provide the shirt and jacket size if they want one, on things that they need. Now, mind you, a lot of these family members and students, they ask for things, they literally go to either a Ross, Burlington Coat Factory, Marshall, TJ Maxx. Some go even to, like, say, a Value Village, if you guys don't know what that is, of a Salvation Army, a thrift store, and that's where they get their clothes. And of course, some are passed down from either family members or friends. So when they have something that's brand new, all to themselves, it's something very, very special. So that's why they look for something like this. They're not asking for a gift card for Apple Tunes. They're not asking for a gift card for Fortnite. They're not asking for, little whatever game, whatever thing that they have on apps that requires you to turn whatever gift card into coins so you can participate. They're not asking for that. They're just asking for either a shirt, shoes, a jacket, what have you. Hi, Ms. Rendon. How are you? Thank you for being part of our live broadcast on Facebook. And so those are the things that they're only asking for. Now, when you get the family, you do whatever you like to do with them. A lot of them have ideas. They'll go ahead and buy whatever is on their list. So they'll get like 1 or 2 shirts. Average for each gift is between $40 and $45. But if you shop at Ross, you get some really good deals, okay? So if you go to Ross or TJ Maxx or Burlington Coat Factory, did I mention Marshalls? Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington Coat Factory. I'm missing one. Ross, okay. Or any of those smaller stores, okay? Because some are, depending on where you live, like if you live in Lakewood or you live in Bellflower or you live in Downey or you live in, in this area or in the South Bay, they might have even a smaller store where they can get things or deals or like, who knows, Old Navy or something like that, right? It depends on what you buy. Okay, so I just found JCPenney has a sale too. Some of their stuff is 50% off clearance and things like that. So when you get something like that, then you put it in the basket. You have a choice of either wrapping it. If you want to wrap it, great. If you don't, then you put it in a Christmas bag, okay? And then you just make your own little thing. You put a little bit of candy, a little bit of Christmas candy, whatever. You want to put puzzles, toys, little trinkets, little friendship bracelets, maybe even a sentiment, a little note, hey, you're being thought of. I want you guys to have a Merry Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? A movie ticket. You can throw a movie ticket in there. What's another good idea? A gift card or a gift certificate for McDonald's, Foster Freeze, a local restaurant. I think they opened, what do you call it? Like Ambrosia Coffee Shop. Kids love coffee. Oh my God, at this young age they're drinking coffee. Starbucks, but Starbucks is too expensive, so just go local. I'm trying to think what the other place is called. Oh, you're gonna kill me. I was gonna say like Leche Leche or Dulce Dulce. It's over there by on PCH, but you get the coffee shop. So there's a little cute little coffee shop over there. I believe it's off of PCH in Figueroa. And then of course Ambrosia Coffee Shop right here on Anaheim. So you put something like that in there, and they're gonna love it, and they can appreciate it. It's a sentiment. It's really cute, and you make it your own. So that way, cafe, cafe. Thank you, cafe. See, I was close. I said dulce, dulce, leche, leche, cafe, cafe. So there you go. Thank you, Joanna. So yeah, cafe, cafe. And so, and then you put it in the basket, you put it together, and then after that, you just drop it off at the school. And that way, they get there, they pick it up. It's already done. You don't have to do nothing more. Also, if you do the meal part, there's two ways to do that for the meal part. So if you guys read the stuff, which of course it's a lot of material, and that's the reason why I did some for more people. They look at it like how they do the meal part. So the meal part is they do stove and microwave. A lot of the students and their families are different circumstances. So that's the reason why we went up and beyond to what everybody else does. So you go to a place and you get stuff. A lot of stuff is perishable and it goes bad in a couple of days unless you have a place to refrigerate it. A lot of stuff they use, they can't use it because they don't have a stove. So what we did is we created pretty much a menu for stuff that you can do on a stovetop and stuff that you can microwave. You can do it on a hot plate. You can do it on one of those little small burners. And these things are so affordable now. You could either go to, say, Home Treasures. They got a lot of neat stuff that we send people down there. You could get like a small burner. They might have a small electric plate, heating element, anything like that. So that way they can heat up what we put on there. And of course, they have these neat little packages. They stay very well on the shelf for long periods of time, like Hormel and cooking like casserole, macaroni, things like that. It's all in the thing in case. It's really good. Cans like say corned beef and things like that. So for an example, you get the Hormel stuff that comes in the shelf. They either have lasagna or that tomato noodles or things like that. Top ramen. Everybody likes top ramen. But then you can go even above that. So like you say, you get corned beef or you get Dinty Moore beefy stew. You can boil some rice. You put it all together. It already has. If you do the Dinty Moore, you can make beef stew with rice. So you get what I'm saying. It goes outside the thinking element of what they can keep on the shelf for long periods of time and put one, two things together, and they can make something that will last, especially within 1, 2, or 3 kids in the household. And of course, they're going to be on 1-week break because from what I found out and know, there's no grab and go. So that means not only Thanksgiving they didn't do it, but also now Christmas. And now no fault to whatever it's not set up or what have you, but it's like they got used to something during COVID. There was no sign of saying we're not going to do it. And now these kids who are on those kind of programs don't have breakfast or lunch. And now a lot of these kids that go to school, as it is, walks to school just so they can have breakfast. And now they're not going to have anything for the week. So that's why we do, and we ask if you just provide a little bit of something. And of course, you can get all that stuff either Dollar Tree, 99-cent store. Food for Less has a great aisle of like 10 for 10 or 10 for 10 with each one's for $1. If I mentioned Dollar Tree, 99-cent store, Big Lots, things like that. So any of those things will be helpful for them to like munch on and things to get on to the end of the year or end of the week, excuse me. So that helps that out. So now that we pretty much covered all that, the next thing that I want to make sure that we kind of touch on is the situation. So we had a lot of traffic going to the website, and of course, I know for a fact what I've noticed is that a lot of people are still discouraged on helping out. And I want to hopefully, either open the idea, whether you be part of it this year or not, but to also understand why it is set up the way it is. Every year when we first started in 2016, we noticed that there was families that, which of course we knew there were more, but the only families that came forward were either families of course, mom and dad or a single parent with either one, two, at the most four kids or members in the household. Now that people felt more comfortable and everybody started knowing about what we do, now the family's grown, of course, multi-generational people living in a household, or somebody taking care of their elderly parents or grandparents, and the family needs grow because of financial situations, food challenges, social status as far as undocumented, what have you, or it's just that they don't have the means to cover because they don't have enough money for hours working in retirement, or they don't have proper medical yet because they haven't reached of age. So the things can go on and on. I can sit here, think about and talk about things all day. So it could be challenging, it could be frightening, like, oh my God, this is too much, whatever. But that's the reason why we asked to go ahead and look at it. And then if you want to, it'd be no different than you donating $5, $7 to Starbucks, getting yourself a cup of coffee. So, and of course, if everybody did that, then it would make the big difference as far as helping somebody out, because with the $1, $5, whatever you want to donate, helps either the one, the two, the three, the four, the five, for each person that we try to cover. So if you had somebody to donate, not that I would say to donate, not that I'm saying this is the amount I want you to donate, I'm just using this for an example, just for a formula. If somebody was just to donate $40 or $45, that covered gifts for one person. If somebody was to donate $100, then that could be almost $100 gift card for food, enough for like 6 people for the 1 week. Or for the 1 week on, for their 1 week break for snacks and whatever. So hope that gives you an analogy on as far as what I'm talking about, as far as what little bit you think doesn't help does help, because everybody who chips in, at the end of the day, it grows to a greater pot. That way everybody helps. So it's been a little bit discouraging for many, and because a lot of people maybe not understand it. Maybe I made it over, it was a lot to explain. But I wanted to emphasize that when you're on the other side of the screen, and we have so many people asking questions about family, that it's easier to put everything there. It's almost like a FAQ, frequent asked questions, so everybody knows and sees what's going on. So that way you can see it. But when you look at everybody else, what they do, some other people will say, well, it's easier just to get gift cards. Then just go ahead and get gift cards. You're not expected to buy presents. It's very hard to go shop for a family of 5 or 6. Let the family go ahead and do that so they can pick what they want, and it's less stress for you. So that's why we kind of emphasize, if you have options. It's not like it's not a fixed idea or concept. You can do whatever you want to do because it's your adopted family. And we've had families that have done it for years, and so they already know. We had 1 year somebody actually went shopping for them. Another year they just got gift cards. It was just too much; they couldn't handle it. And then of course now they want to do it and they go out shopping. So there's always different scenarios, and that's why I'm here to help you guys out. So in the last, let's see, 3 days, I've had, close to, yeah, because it's technically 2 days. We had literally almost 13 families or 13 students get adopted. And a lot of them ask questions. I was literally on my phone and my computer from Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, on our website chat, asking questions for each of those family members, a lot of them all first timers, and I had no problem answering those questions. And they felt good about it because it was actually somebody not just saying, go to the website and read it. I know how it feels. If I was on the other side, someone gave me that much information, I'd be like, especially if you're not, something that you've never done before, you want to give, whatever. And then you want it to make it more meaningful, because this is really as much as grassroots you could get to. Not to sit there and shame anybody else, what they do as far as organizations goes, because again, they all have their own mission and they all have their own good heart as far as what they're doing. But these are people that we've helped out maybe sometimes once, twice, three times, and now they're becoming provided themselves to help somebody else out. And so when we do that, it's always nice to see that they give back because they know they were the ones in need once before. And that's because we went the extra mile by explaining what have you, and they only got what they needed. Somebody doesn't need a bike. Somebody doesn't need toys. Somebody doesn't need. They just if they can't have the basic necessities, everything else doesn't matter. If they don't have food, they can't get up out of bed and go to school. They can't go out and have fun. They can't play. They can't be a normal kid. They can't, socialize. Can't do whatever. If they don't have clothes, the elements are too cold or too hot. They won't go outside. That causes, mental, and cause social difficulties, anxieties, and things can happen. So these are things that we're trying to do to help the situation, to make the situation a little bit better, and then also well-rounded, to be accepted, to come out here to, hey, you need help. It's okay to ask for help. Don't be embarrassed. So it's almost like a little lesson we're trying to do with everybody, and we're trying to help them out. So that's pretty much it. So again, I know again, one of these, this is not one of those channels or sites that, you see someone dancing, doing all this stuff. We have funny things here and there. We do the best we can by entertaining as much as I can and then talking to you without so much of, lecturing and things like that. But we want to give you well-rounded of what you guys are all donating, your hard-earned money, where you guys are donating, all these blue-collar workers, regular everyday workers, babysitters who are donating money and things like that. It's good to know this is where it's going and where it's happening. This is these are the kind of people that are helping out. These are my neighbors. These are my friends that are helping out. These are my alumni that are helping out. So we do a little bit of everything. So that way we kind of almost like make everybody feel good and everybody's questions answered at the end of the day. So that way everybody knows this is a community that we're trying to educate, and everybody knows it's like this needs are going on in our community, and it's kind of being like overlooked. These are things that I grew up when I was in New York before I came to California to Southgate. They had programs like this for ones who are in need, elementary school, and we had one called Annex. We don't have a middle school. It was called an Annex or intermediate school. So what that means is that once you graduated fifth grade out of public school, elementary, you would go to this thing called intermediate school. I went to an intermediate school. That was my sixth grade. So, and then of course you were there for 3 years, and then you went to high school, which of course now is considered middle school. And then of course after that it was high school. But they had these kind of programs going on, and they actually had an office, they had a counselor, they had somebody, and you would get things like this. They had vouchers and gift cards, tokens for the bus, and things like that. So it's just kind of bring it all around circle again that, this is something that should be part of what we normally do, and this is what's going on in school, and they should help, they should help the student be well-rounded. All right, so that's pretty much in a nutshell. If something comes up or changes, we'll let you know. We down to 10 students left, and I hope you guys pull this off. And any changes or whatever, look for the website. I did update the website as a webpage as of this morning. I believe it was 10 o'clock. So everything up there is updated. All the numbers that I've talked about, there's updated. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.